So I'll start at the beginning. So if you want, if that's okay. So basically, in 2016, 2015, I was a little frustrated with trying to pull some files down from a record keeper and trying to go through all of these different spreadsheets they were giving to us and PDFs and all of these things. And I was trying to reconcile them. And it was just a nightmare. And so sort of at the same time, I had just finished this book called Big Data, and I was reading about how you build robots, and so I was talking to some friends in the industry about all these different things, and it occurred to me that we are so far behind in our industry when it comes to technology and the use of the technology to really enhance what we do and try to not only move data, move a lot of data, but move data efficiently, quickly, and securely. And so I started doing a lot of research. I went to the University of YouTube and learned as much as I could about different ways, different formats of moving data. And the first one that people always run into is what we call flat files. We call it sort of the vernacular that we use is a flat file. SFTP is another one, Secure File Transfer Protocol. So there's all of these ways that we had prior, or we still have, to move data, but they're not very efficient. So basically, here you have this digital handshake, if you will. And the API is basically this digital handshake that just exchanges the information without human intervention. It allows us to move things. Basically, we can set it up and say, we want it to go every 2 minutes. We want it to go every hour. We want it to go however frequently you want. And then you essentially, you have a call. So it says, oh, here's what I'm calling you for. This is what I want the data to be. And then it sends it to you on this particular scheduled times. And or you can just have it sent on demand as well. But typically, you just try to schedule those things. What's interesting about APIs, though, is that it does allow us to, again, move large shares of information. And let's say, for example, that you move information from point A to point B, and let's say it's a document that exists, right? And that document has changes. There's things that change in that document. Maybe it's census information that you get at once, and then somebody changes something within that document. So instead of having to take the entire document and then send the entire document through an API, which takes a lot of data and can choke up the system a little bit, one of the advantages is you can develop what's called a change API. So the only thing that comes to you is changes, which makes this incredibly efficient. So I've been trying for many, many years to do this, and Tim Rouse, who is the executive director at Spark, had somehow or another caught wind that I was trying to do this. And asked if I would have a conversation, so I did, and then they said, you know what, would you be willing to chair our industry committee on technology, APIs, and development? And I said, sure, I'd love to do that. So Spark, basically, if you're not familiar with Spark, Spark is really a policymaker within our industry. They kind of build all these policies and procedures and all kinds of great things. And it's made up of most of the heads of the folks that are within this industry, record keepers and other partners in the industry. And there'd never been a TPA that had been on the board. And so they asked if I would join that, and I said I would. And they asked if I would run that committee, so I did. And the committee, essentially, our mission is really to make it easier for us to move data around using APIs and different advanced technologies in a secure and efficient way. So that's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to make sure that we can drive greater efficiencies, greater security, greater opportunity within the industry using the technology that exists already. We just needed to standardize.